All right, hey guys, it's Dustin with Florit and wanted to talk to you today about the difference with the floating LVT. So we're going to cover the click lock ones and some of the other maybe not so well known floating ones, and I'm going to even maybe touch on why here in a little bit too. So with the product that I actually have in my hand, this is one of our hottest selling products. It's actually from Southwind. It is their Authentic Plank. Beautiful product line. It does click lock and float. So again, it does not in any way, form, or shape attach to the substrate below it. It does attach one piece to the next piece to the next piece. I do want to cover real quick though a little bit about that locking and floating design and some of the advantages and disadvantages that have happened over the years with some of the different products because of the core, because of the wear surface and other stuff. So real quick, again, we talked about laminate and being a comparable to the original of this product. So that was kind of where they started. And we've also talked about the LVT and LVP products that were glued down. And so as time progressed over the years, what the manufacturer started to realize, because these products started selling so much better than laminate, is what if we could take the two and kind of mush them together in a sense? We could make the best of both worlds, right? We could create a better wear surface, something that's waterproof, but yet something that's easy to install because it click locks and it floats again over the floor. But there was some disadvantages even with the original locking systems. They either didn't stay locked very well, so the locking system wasn't beefy enough, so manufacturers kept improving upon that. And then the particle board posed some issues, because when we lock one piece to the next piece to the next piece, it creates what's called panelization, and that product has to be able to expand and contract and move, but that also is dependent on how much it needs to move based on what it's made out of. So when we see laminate products, a lot of the laminates, because of the particle board and the core, we would actually see movement in a 20 by 20 room of approximately a ½ inch. So they said, okay, well, if it was a 20 by 20 or 400 square feet, we could put a 1/4 inch gap on that side, a 1/4 inch gap on that side, gives us a ½ inch of expansion and contraction both ways with that material, right? Well, great, but how many people have houses that are way bigger than 400 square feet? So a lot of people were wanting to put it in the whole house maybe. Well, the problem with that was again, every 400 square feet, because that product moves so much, the manufacturer specified you needed to put in a T-molding, or what I like to call speed bumps. So anyway, fun fact for another day. But so when you actually have those speed bumps going across the floor every 20 feet, it just looks ridiculous. It doesn't line up with anything, but it has to be there for expansion and contraction. Otherwise, you'll see there's installers out there that'll go in and install it for you without those speed bumps. It's either going to buckle or it's going to shrink and you're going to have gaps somewhere. One of the two is going to happen. A few of the brands out there do still have limitations on expansion and contraction, but like the Southwind one, we've been installing in whole houses because that core is so stable, because they've taken wood fibers, mixed it with plastic, and really just encapsulates a very stable material. We can go through the whole house without all those speed bumps in the floor. So that's a really neat product. And then also in the floating category, I brought up to you that I would touch on another one. This modified loose lay product. So these products came out years ago, and a little fun story real quick is I had manufacturers come in and they would take these samples and they'd set them on my desk, and the back looked like it had these little suction cups on it, right? And in a perfect world, they would have been right. You could set that down, and because of little suction cups on it, it would totally just stay put. Well, they started realizing, and why you haven't seen a lot of these on the market is because as they were manufacturing them and selling them, we're not perfect when we set it on a subfloor. On top of an OSB, a particle board, or even plywood subfloor, it's not perfectly smooth like my desk that had a laminate surface on it. So they would slide around on there and it would not stay put. So the manufacturers decided, well, okay, so put adhesive around just the perimeter of the room and that would fix it. Well, didn't quite fix it either. So to date, they do still make these, but they have finally improved upon them and improved upon the installation method. That's why I call them a modified loose lay. We actually still perimeter glue, but then we also do a glue strip about every 3 feet going across the room, and that keeps them from moving around. Really stable product, so they did create a really great core, but again, just the installation method needed improved upon because these products were moving around on us. So it's a little bit about some of the different floating options out there for you guys. And of course, if you've got further questions, stop in and see us.